Hello everyone, Leslie from Generations Revival here, and I wanted to thank you for purchasing a DIY project from me. It means the world to me. These little door hangers are amazing. They're super simple to paint. You can add more embellishments, add more paint. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want if you've got that artistic skill. But first off, I'm going to go through everything really quick. This is stain, paint, a little bit of brown paint, that's glue. You've got a wipe, a sponge brush, a couple makeup brushes, regular paintbrush, then you've got your twine for the top. So first thing, open up your package. We're going to start with the background. So I kind of set everything to the side, and you're just going to take your white paint and cut a tip of the corner and put it on a paper plate. I just kind of put it on the side because I'm lazy like that. But you basically want to decide what I'm doing there is if you want to go horizontal with your lines or if you want to go vertical. I tend to go more on the horizontal side. I just think it's more pleasing to the eye, but it's totally what you prefer to do. So right now, all I'm doing is just taking some of that white paint and just real dry brush that paint on there. So I'm not putting a lot of paint on the little sponge brush. I'm just going in and basically painting as much as I can with the brush until it starts to run dry, and then I just kind of go back for some more paint. I'm going to go back over this with a second coat because I want a little bit more coverage. I usually like the distressed look. That's this dry brushing technique gives you that distressed look. So if you want more of a solid coat, just go a little bit thicker. It just takes a little bit longer to dry. But then you're going to take that brown paint just a teeny tiny bit. You're going to go back over and just kind of put lines in there randomly. Again, if you want to do horizontal or vertical, then I just take that same brush with the wet paint, the white paint, and just go over it, and it kind of blends and just kind of gives it a little bit of dimension. I kind of do some on the side here, not necessarily sure I would do it again. I was just kind of playing around with it. But again, if you mess up, just take a little bit more of that white paint and cover it up. If you mess up, you can always let it dry and cover it back up. So right here, these guys, I just dipped my sponge in some stain, threw it on there, dabbed real lightly, and then just took the wipe and wiped it off. These little stripes, you can do any which way you want. You don't have to do them, the way I've done them. You can do, whichever one. But I stained the center one, again, dabbed it on there, wiped it off with the rag. And then I just did this inner piece, the orange, and then I did that outer side, the red paint. And the key is to do light layers, light dabs with the wide end of the makeup sponge. These are laser cut, so the edges are actually burned and they look really nice black. I wouldn't worry about going in between, on the sides and getting those painted because some of those spaces are pretty small. But that's just me. If you want to take the time to do that, go for it. So I use the end of a paintbrush to kind of hold my letters down. Again, light layers, light pressing, light dabs on those letters. So I kind of go back over, let everything dry, and then it's time to position everything. You can put it however you want. There is no right or wrong. I just prefer this way. It's just kind of how I feel it looks the best. But basically, you're just going to kind of dry, run through, where everything's going to go. So I will take a ruler right here, and I'll mark that first. Okay, so I'm marking that first. This glue, cut a teeny tiny tip, and you're just gonna put some glue on each one of those stripes that you got going down. I'm gonna I pin nail mine because I have a pin nailer here, but what you can do at home is you can put like soup cans on it. It's wood glue. This does not dry clear, so just make sure that if you get a little extra or it bleeds out, you kind of want to wipe it. It'll dry a little opaque yellow, but not too crazy yellow, but I always just like to let everybody know. But put some soup cans on there, 30 minutes, the glue's set, and it'll be good to go. So this is me nailing it. And then with this autumn, you just want to find a flat edge. I used a ruler just to kind of line up my letters. You can, again, place them however you want to. And then again, squeeze that glue, kind of like a icing bag kind of deal. But I do the A, the first letter, and then I do the last letter. That way I can kind of space out those letters in between. And then I just kind of keep my straight edge or ruler, at the bottom of those two outside letters, and it kind of keeps those inside letters level as well. So right here, I'm just putting a really thin layer of wood glue on there. I'm kind of smushing it around with my finger. And I don't pin nail these. They tend to stick pretty good, so I just kind of leave them. And the same thing with the hello. Put a little bit of glue on there, wipe it around with your fingers. I kind of used a little too much glue on this, so you can see where I like kind of wipe the inside edges. And then I just put it down and it'll stay there. And then getting ready to put the burl or the twine rope. So I just tie a knot in the end, feed it through, and then feed it through the other side and tie another knot. And then I kind of fluff out the edges so that it looks kind of fluffy. And then there it is. That is all there is to it. You can do any color you like. Feel free to share on the Facebook page, my business page, and tag me if you did it, because I love to see how everybody does these. Thanks again, guys.